Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your boy Jay, and we are doing a pre-recorded video or show tonight here in my studios from Inside Out. And I'm going to give you guys an update on why this is occurring and what's going on with me and the show and all that fun jazz here shortly. But here's the topic that I'm going to be talking about tonight, guys. It's called relying on petty fines to fund city government can have serious consequences. So I'm going to read that information and what's going on, why there's fines, why we should get rid of them, and all that fun jazz right here tonight with your boy Jay from Inside Out. All right, I'm going to read off this information to you guys as best as possible, but I want you guys to understand something. Again, I apologize the way this setup is this time. I am no longer going to be going live on Facebook due to reasons, and here they are. As you guys remember, I had a Facebook page up called Jaybird page. All right, well, fortunately, someone in the mix that I thought I could trust ended up turning me in because, again, I'm a felon. They turned me into Facebook, and Facebook found out who I was, and they deleted me. All right, so again, with that being said, you guys have to understand Facebook has policies, rules, and regulations that are theirs, but here's the good news. All right, two things actually. One, their rules, policies, and regulations do not trump my constitutional right, being my First Amendment right to free speech. All right, so now you guys can understand how that is in play. Now, because of that violation, I will be filing a lawsuit against Facebook in its entirety because of that factor. It doesn't matter if I have a background or not. I'm titled to have a Facebook. The Supreme Court, ladies and gentlemen, actually overruled that. All right, so I'll be looking into a legal matter when it comes to Facebook and all that fun jazz, but you guys have to understand that's just the only way it's going to work, all right, for right now, all right? So, I'll be doing a lot of videos, whether it's pre-recorded or live. Hopefully I do some live, but again, because I don't have enough subscribers, according to YouTube's rules and whatnot, I don't have the ability to go live due to shortness of subscribers. So this is where you guys come into play. You know, help me promote my channel and get me more subscribers up to 1,000 so I can go live with YouTube. All right, so that's their hiccup, that's their thing. So again, my apologies. So you guys are going to get pre-recorded shows. You guys should still make your comments down there in the chat box on YouTube. All right, so once this is uploaded and put on YouTube, you guys can comment on it and go from there and show me your love and respect just like you did before on Facebook. All right, so let's get into the topic. Again, if you guys missed it, the topic is called relying on petty fines. And I'm gonna get into that here right now. All right, here it is, guys. It says this: burden the poor with vicious fines. All right, which potentially led, if people are unable to pay their fines, to imprisonment, is bad for society, and that's an understatement. A new study from the Institute of Justice says this: the price of taxation by citation demonstrates the serious consequence not just for unfortunate citizens who have harmed no one, but for civic peace in general. Now you guys can see right there what we're all up against. Everybody somewhere in the system is going to make $1 off of us, one way or another, and it's absolutely petty, just like the title says. All right. The study focuses on 3 Georgia cities that drive 14 to 25% of their revenue from such fines and fees. See? That's a pretty gosh dang big number, isn't it? Morrow, Riverdale, and Clarkston, the average for the state is more like 3%. The cities have their own courts to process citations, and the evidence shows that these courts, which are structurally dependent on the cities, operate as well-oiled machines. Go figure, right? The study reports that churn through more cases than courts in similarly sized cities. In case almost always end in guilty findings, resulting in fines and fees revenue for the cities. All right? And let me go ahead and add this too that they're forgetting to add. With that being said, on top of that, it also puts people behind bars again if you can't pay your fines or your fees. So again, the system as a whole has every inmate set up for failure. It doesn't matter if you're in or if you get out. You got fines no matter which way you look at it. And if you don't pay them, you're looking at possibly going back or something along those lines. It never ends. It's a vicious cycle. And we got to stop it, guys. Real talk. All right? The cities have small population bases on which they prey, ranging from 7,500 to 16,500. I'm assuming they're talking about people. They are fined, among other things, for traffic tickets. There's one. For non-speeding violations, such as expired tags is another one. Lane violations. All right, illegal U-turns, parking violations, and window tinting, among numerous others. Those are all little petty-ass fines that the city tries to get from you, when in turn it's ridiculous. But again, no matter which way you look at it, folks, they're going to try to suck the dollar out of you no matter which way you look at it. There is no really getting ahead in life. It's expensive to own a car, it's expensive to drive, it's expensive to keep your tabs and your license up to date. It's pathetic, and there's no way, for the poor people in a way, there's no way around it. That's why so many people drive without insurance, believe it or not. Some do. I've done it a few times. I'm guilty. And there's people who can't afford their licenses, so they drive with no licenses, and so on and so on. It's just a vicious cycle. I mean, if you can't keep up that stuff, then people are going to do what they can just to be able to get from point A to point B, if you know what I mean. So, you know what I mean? So anyways, back on task here. And more violations such as being in a park after closing or after when it's dark, violating leash laws, pet laws, and not walking on sidewalks. So again, see, all these things, somebody's going to make $1 off you no matter which way you look at it. And it's the same thing with prisons. All right. Overall, the study found most of these revenue-generating tickets are for traffic and other ordinance violations. And that's where a lot of their money comes from that aspect anyways. Of course, there's money coming from prison too. I'll get to that in a little bit later. So it goes on saying this. For traffic and other ordinance violations, the presented little threat to public health and safety. Traffic violations posed only moderate risk on average. All right? While property code violations are primarily. This suggests the cities are using their code enforcement powers to end other than public protection. See? So go figure, right, guys? The phenomenon, they call it, which is authors call taxation by citation, is number one, creates conflicts of interest. And it does. All right. 2, distorts law enforcement priorities. And 3, violates the rights of poor people. See? See, again, us poor people have rights too, not just the wealthy. All right. So it goes on saying, when, as often happens, these citations, fees, funds, the very municipal courts that they levy them to give judges and petty direct. Personal interest in cases they decide, and courts basically, should not have a financial interest in obtaining convictions. Right? So there you go, guys. See, federal courts. Now listen to this. Federal courts have found such practices constitutionally problematic. And that's the Fed level. Of course, that's Fed level. In addition, prosecutors' duty to exercise their direction neutrally. Yeah, right. Can also be compromised if their office has financial stake in convincing people. All right, see? All right. The practice also encourages law enforcement to spend time not worrying about actual public safety, but searching for ways to ding people for cash. Such as practices end up entrapping more citizens than the national norm in probation. See? Where more fees, often reasonably unpayable, occur. As a result, the risk of actual imprisonment and all its I'm sorry, these words are big, guys. I apologize. Basically, their problems looms over people for their pettiest of offenses. Do you guys understand where I'm coming from on this? So again, from my interpretation on that, it looks like they'll do whatever they can to get $1 off of you. Petty fines, petty crimes, you name it. Someone's going to make $1 off you. And that's sad, real talk. The Institute of Justice observes that our revenue of the sample cities laws turned up few provisions that would meaningfully protect people from fines and fees abuse. See, so we got to get a grip of that, all right? So yeah, for example, none have ordinances that would require courts to provide jury trials when requested by a defendant, offer discovery, or hold ability to pay hearings. So it's like I said, it's a never-ending cycle. It's a damn shame, you know. In any event, neither do any required their courts to consider non-jail alternatives to fines and fees, such as community services, educational programs, or school or work attendance. Yeah. It goes on saying, or two, prohibit courts from incarcerating or threatening to incarcerate people unable to pay fines and fees. See, and that's right there is why I'm doing this topic. Because believe it or not, folks, yes, it's true, ladies and gentlemen, our jails and our prisons are full of people that can't pay their stupid fines out here on the street. I mean, there's no give, there's no take, there's no promise to pay. I mean, what is this? It's extortion. And again, see how it just has a major effect on everything I just mentioned earlier, guys? It has a major effect. It affects everyone and everything. Taxation by citation. And that's a great topic. You know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe I can get this thing on here on Facebook. You guys can read this thing. You can read the whole thing in its entirety, guys. All right? Again, it says taxation by citation also leads to lower levels of trust and higher levels of ill will towards city government on the part of residents. See? Trust in government is the level of confidence citizens hold that authorities will observe the rules of the game. Yeah, right. And serve the general interest, because many people's primary experiences with the justice system involving dealing with police officers and local courts, excessive use of fines and fees can foment distrust, damage residents' relationships with law enforcement, and harm the credibility of the great people out here. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a major, major mess. It goes every which way across the board. And that's real talk, ladies and gentlemen. All right? I suspect that no city official is going to stress so much about damaging citizens' trust in institutions as long as they keep turning poor people's lives into revenue spigots. You see? So, again, certain people get butthurt, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, if basically the faucet gets turned off, or the money faucet gets turned off. Then people start to complain. See what I'm saying? So it's a no-win. People like it, people don't. It's a roller coaster type of ride. It goes on saying this. But they should consider, as they study notes, but this is dire phenomenon of cities managing their finances on the back of petty harassment of poor citizens See, first burst to public pronounced in the context of the riots in Ferguson, Missouri, following the 2014 police-caused death of Michael Brown. See what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's an effect on anything and everyone. One way or another, somebody's going to get the effect of this. So it doesn't matter which way you look at it, guys. All right? And I'm not going to read anymore, but you guys understand how that works and what causes this. Now, we got to get a grip of these of this situation. Real talk. Now, you guys have to understand. I understand we have to have taxes. There's a lot of reasons behind it. All right? But does everything have to be taxed? Does everything have to be a fine or lead to a fine? I mean, it's getting ridiculous to where everything and every person, business, police, courts, you name it, there's always a dollar coming out of somebody's pocket. You know what I mean? And it's absolutely a crapshoot. There's no excuse for it. And we got to nip this in the butt. You know where to start. We got to get our corrupt politicians, guys, out of office. That's a great start. We need to focus on prison reform and prison change and stop that revolving door. All right? It's never going to end until every one of us, get on the same page and stop the basically taxation. All right? Because no matter what, you guys have to understand something. Prisons are ran by you, me, the American people. We run those prisons. We have the right to say what we want about them, especially if it's your tax dollars, my tax dollars, or wherever else they're going into these prisons. You have a right to stand up on it. It's your money. Say something. Don't sit back, ladies and gentlemen, and go, oh, well, it's my money, but I can't do nothing about it. The fear and the intimidation that DOC put on us is overwhelming. And maybe I'll do a show on that too as well later in the near future. But guys, we seriously got to stand up and do something about this, guys. We really, really seriously do, because it's never going to get any better until we get our corrupt politicians or anything that's corrupt out. All right, we got to clean house. We got to do what we got to do to make a stand against this negativity and this corruption. Our prisons are not going to get any better. Our jails are not going to get any better. Government's not going to get any better because they think they have the power of us. But if you get down to brass tacks, we're the ones giving the government the power. All right, and we can put a stop to it. Believe it or not, yes, we can. All right, so just know that things have changed with me. All right. Again, I apologize for the inconvenience. I know you haters out there are loving this, but that's okay. So here's a message that I want to give to all of you out there before I get off of this thing. All right. I want you guys to understand a couple of things. First off, to all my positive and very respectful and lovable supporters out there, I'm not going to quit on your guys' accord because of somebody else's negativity. I am not going to stop anytime soon, ladies and gentlemen. I will continue to do what I have to do, whether it's YouTube or some other source, to get my message across. All right? So don't fret. Don't get all stressed out, guys, that you're not going to see me ever again, because you are. Here I am, live. Well, I'm doing live right now, but once it gets put on YouTube, it will not be live. But I'm in my studio, as you can see, and I'm doing a pre-recorded video for all of you. All right? Because again, I can't let you guys down, and you guys haven't let me down. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. I really do. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But here's the message now for the haters. Number one, as you guys probably know, Facebook deleted me because of my background history. I'm not going to get into the details with that, but because of that, folks, things have changed, obviously for stupid-ass reasons. All right? But I'm not going to stop. All right, just like I said before, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep plugging along. I'm going to get in this seat. I'm going to get in my studio, and I'm going to speak the truth and the facts of what's going on with our DOC and our prisons. I guarantee it. All right? So, haters, do what you do, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Without you haters doing what you're doing, I wouldn't be where I'm at, and I still let me just put it this way. I'm going to correct myself. You haters are going to get recognized too. I can't leave you guys out, all right? I don't want you guys feel somewhere in the back of your mind that you're being left out of this situation. So the credit goes to you haters, and all the credit goes to my loving and caring supporters out there. I will continue to do what I do, all right? Free speech is free speech. I will plan on suing Facebook for all of you who want to know. As you guys know, I go by a different name on Facebook. I'm not going to tell you right here what it is because, again, I don't know who I can trust. Sad but true. It is what it is. But again, please, when you guys watch this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when I'm uploading new videos or going live. That's the only way you guys are going to know. I'm staying away from Facebook right now due to the haters, all right? But that doesn't mean they win. I'm just going to use this platform now and go from there. All right, guys, sorry to cut this video short. Again, I don't really have a lot going on, but as of right now, I'll keep you guys all updated with me, what's going to happen with your boy Jay, and from Inside Out. With that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I appreciate it. Hope to see you guys next week, hopefully live. Give me more subscribers, and that's the way I can go live, all right? So help me out, and I'll help you out. All right, I will continue to speak truth. I will continue to speak facts, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. With that said, I'm your boy Jay. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great night, guys. Peace.